Assalamu alaikum. I am Advocate Shehla Javed. Today my topic is role of inquiry officer in inquiry proceeding. Inquiry officer is like a judge in a court. He must be neutral person, he must be unbiased, and there must be no relationship between the accused and inquiry officer. There must not be any previous enmity between the inquiry officer and the accused, and so that the fair trial and the justice principle of national justice can be taken into consideration. And who can be an inquiry officer? This is the most common question of people from the organization. That any person from organization may be selected as inquiry officer, but he must be, it is better that he must be in senior position to the accused. He must not be in lower rank to the accused. And if you have no suitable person, you don't think any suitable person is available with the within your organization, so you may get the service of any person from outside the organization. So any person from outside the organization can be appointed as inquiry officer to conduct the inquiry, because the role of inquiry officer is very limited. He just had to record the proceedings of inquiry with the due diligence and with the honesty and dedication. So any competent person from outsider may be appointed as inquiry officer. And inquiry officer, if someone asks, if the defendant asks for the adjournment, so the inquiry officer can adjourn the inquiry proceeding, and reasonable time must be given for the after recording the reasons. If he give the adjournment, so the reasonable time must be given to accused for the next date of hearing or for the next date of inquiry proceedings. But it is the duty of inquiry officer that if the accused is just asking for adjournment as a delaying tactic, so he must refuse to give further adjournments and must start the proceeding of inquiry. And as far as the proceedings are concerned, so during the inquiry proceeding, the inquiry officer has to control, has to maintain the decorum of inquiry, and he has to confine all the proceedings and all the persons, to confine them to remain within the scope of the charge sheet. So inquiry must be within the limited scope of charge sheet. And the very special and the very important role of inquiry officer starts during the cross examination, when the defendant or the MR is asking question during the cross examination. Though inquiry officer must remain vigilant that no personal questions should be allowed, no scandalous questions, no irrelevant questions. So he must disallow all those questions which do not pertain to the charge sheet. And if there is an unexpected situation is created, so he must be competent to handle the situation properly. And inquiry officer must record all the proceeding with honesty, and he must record every single steps and words and the statements, so that the justice can be done. So it is the duty of inquiry officer, while recording the inquiry report, that he must examine all the statements, all the available documents and all the proofs, carefully examine them, and write the inquiry report with the reasons. He must give the detailed reason how before reaching the conclusion and before declaring anyone guilty or exonerate her from the inquiry. So, the reasons should be recorded with the due care. So, I hope it clears all the doubts. Thank you.